Lions, Ravens, kickoff show. We got that going on over here. I'm watching that. We're talking a bunch of other injury news. JD5 update day to day. Could he miss another game? Could he return? We've got more Lamb updates. Wasn't expected to go on IR. Now there's some IR talk according to Jerry. We'll get into that report right here and more as we kick off this show. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. This is the 8 p.m. show Eastern. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. We're live after games, which means after this game week, coming into a recap show. We're live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. That will be tonight's recap show. We're live whenever big news breaks, like we were earlier on the CeeDee Lamb, on the James Conner news. We'll go through the Najee stuff. We'll go over all of that. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So we're here to discuss these players on screen. Some of them you can see, some of them you can't. This news in particular to kick things off as we await the Monday Night Football kickoff right here. I have it in the right-hand corner of my view right here. Jerry Jones said the Cowboys will consider placing wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and their right guard Booker on IR. He said that they will miss games. IR means that the player will miss 4 games. We're looking at that, said Jerry. We'll watch it a few more days. We don't have to decide right now. So essentially, if they put IR, put CeeDee Lamb on IR, he's missing 4 games. The only reason you wouldn't put him on IR because you want to hold extra spots for other players, bring other guys in. You need more bodies. You can't just have everybody. Think about like your fantasy football bench. It hurts to have somebody sitting there not on IR. If you have a league where you have no IR spots, it's horrible. So same thing for an NFL team. Like they don't want to have the player sitting there not being able to play. But if he can come back the 4th game, he's out 3 to 4 weeks. If he can come back the 4th game, it's worth it not to put him on IR. So if he goes on IR, he's out 4 games. If they think it could be 4 or 5 games, then they'll put him on IR. If they think it will be for sure 4 games, they'll put him on IR. But more to come on that. This is not what fantasy football owners wanted to hear because you thought maybe there's a chance that this news is maybe it's 2 to 3 games, maybe it's 3 games, maybe it won't be 4. But now it's looking like it's inching more and more toward 4. Although we have no concrete info on that yet, just the speculation from a wild man named Jerry Jones that doesn't know what he's doing. We have Hendy or Judkins rest of season. Pretty dead even tie. Nothing to it. I mean, to be honest with you, you talk about 2 very, very good players. I think Judkins might be safer. I think Hendy's got a touch more upside but more risk. So if you want safety, go Judkins. But these are 2 very good players moving forward. Those are 2 potential top 12 running backs, especially in their current climate right now. Trade my QJ and Swift for AJ Brown. I would, but then I look to flip AJ Brown for like a Judkins or, some sort of move like that. Thank you for those super chats. We got this other piece of news here. JD5, according to Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels is day-to-day with his knee sprain. Mariota, given that they won, they've got a little bit of breathing room here. They're 2-1. They've got some breathing room. They could potentially say, let's make sure the rest of the year goes crazy good, and maybe we risk it. You walk out 2-2, or you're 3-1, even better. So they're thinking about sitting him, I think, but it depends how he progresses. If they're not worried about any setback, then they most certainly are going to throw him right back out there. Here's this news we talked about earlier on the other show, but tests confirmed that Chargers running back Najee Harris ruptured his Achilles. We all knew this was the case, the way he fell, the mechanism, the planting, and literally falling straight down after you plant. And it specifically happens, these Achilles tears, which are happening like crazy right now. They're the new ACL. Remember when the ACL, everybody tore their ACL? People are tearing their ACL. Bosa just tore his ACL. He's out for the year. But ACLs are not as common right now. It's crazy, the wave of injuries. But when you tear an Achilles, you're typically planting like that. And when you plant like that, you're extending that and you're stretching that Achilles to the max. And if there's any potential damage to it and there's some irritation and it's like breaking fiber by fiber, your Achilles is like an army rope essentially with all these different strands around it, and you could think of each strand breaking one by one over time as you wear it down. and he just stepped like that, and it just was taut and then snaps. And so they're happening more and more and more. Players that have, like Christian McCaffrey, highest risk of any player probably in football right now to tear his Achilles tendon. You're worried about all these players right now tearing these Achilles tendons. He was a holdout. What did we say with Najee Harris? High likelihood of injury because he was essentially not a holdout, but in the same state of a holdout player. Like he was sitting out. He was not holding out. Let me rephrase that. But any holdout player, McLaurin, look at McLaurin, slow start. Najee, sitting out, not participating. Now he tears his Achilles tendon. Anytime a player is holding out, sitting out, missing time for because of injury, not prepared, gets thrown to the wolves, these types of injuries happen. Yeah, so this is I blame this. The guy never missed a game. I blame this on cold turkey football. You're sitting out the entire time, cold turkey football, boom. Remember Deebo Samuel, remember Nick Bosa, remember Brandon Ayuk. Whenever players start out not playing football, they end up usually suffering an injury of some kind. So anyway, tests confirm a torn Achilles tendon. That means that our boy, and we're not celebrating injury, we can chew gum and walk at the same time. This is our boy, the man, the myth, the legend of Marion Hampton, who is now back in the saddle, back in everybody's good graces. This guy is going to ball. A Marion Hampton season. Here we come.
Mashed potatoes.
What do you have? 25, 26 touches in week number 3. I think that was like tied for his total in weeks 1 and 2. This guy, 26 touches. He's ready to rumble. This HHH and associate monster and Marvel is ready to have that top 10 running back season moving forward. So everybody that made fun of this guy, everybody that made fun of the Marion Hampton call, Smitty, he's not doing well.
I smell meatloaf.
Get ready. Hampton season's fully upon us. So do what you want, say what you want. We don't really care. This is another brutal injury, not celebrating injury. Like I said, chewing gum and walking at the same time. We can do two things at once. We can say prayers up for this man, prayers up for him. But this is gonna be somebody that ends up probably never getting back to form. James Conner. I mean, he's an older player with an injury history, and his ankle is just thrashed. His foot ankle, so he'll have surgery. The confirmation here, his surgery will have surgery and be done for the season. That means that this man, our boy Trey Benson, Moon Man extraordinaire. Where's my Benson graphic when I need it? Here it is. Benson's going to explode. This is maybe a top 8 to 12 running back. We'll give him a wide range, but 8 to 12 running back going forward.
I smell meatloaf. Meatloaf.
Mashed potatoes.
So loving me some Benson shares on the rise. Let's see here. Remember when you were calling him top 5, Smitty? What do you mean peanut butter breath, OG? What are you trying to reference? You trying to reference what? Is that some sort of dig? Or is that you celebrating Hampton's rise? Just curious what you're trying to say there, what you're trying to insinuate there. Other pieces of news to go over while we're waiting the kickoff of this game. So prayers up to Najee Harris, probably never returning to form. We've got that news there for that. We've got Emeka Egbuka season in full effect. For those that don't know, Emeka Egbuka is on his way to being a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Why? Because Mike Evans is probably out with a low-grade hamstring injury, older player, probably out 2 to 4 weeks. Could be worse, could be 2 weeks, but I highly doubt it at his age. So Emeka Egbuka is on his way to maybe top 5 wide receiver season.
I smell meatloaf.
A lot of players, the show players on the rise. A lot of show players on the rise. Has it been a tough first 3 weeks? Yeah, but it has been across the industry. You look at an ADP list, it's like people like to blame somebody they're watching. Oh, I've been watching this channel. He's got everything wrong. The whole ADP is jostled upside down. Look at a 2025 September 7 ADP, and you will literally be like, holy crap. Look at the entire fantasy football league is upside down. Peanut butter and peanut butter breath, I'm waiting for your response. Like, I don't know if you're trying to clown on me or what. When you say, I remember when you called him top 5. First of all, I don't think I ever called Hampton necessarily top 5. I said it's a top 10 running back, and he absolutely is. So I'm not sure what you're even trying to imply. Tracy is out for multiple weeks with a dislocated shoulder. Look how bad off Worthy is. And in this case, you might find out more bad news, like he's going to have surgery and he'll be done. So who knows where that's going. Guys, if you're sending last-second super chats for this game, make sure you're asking something for the week, because getting through them all before kickoff is going to be hard. So we'll talk about that today when referencing, this is Aaron Glenn referencing his quarterback situation. So I can't believe they would maybe consider not starting Fields. And then Russell Wilson, they're evaluating everything. They need to watch the film. And then we have CeeDee Lamb. We talked about that. He's out. All right, so Buko, we'll put Buko over here. Let's answer these super chats in order of $20 haulers. Again, hopefully you guys aren't asking last-second questions and you're in this long queue and you're not going to get an answer for tonight's game in time, because the game literally starts at 5:16. We go live at 5. So this one here, $20 hauler from my boy.
Alert.
Kickoff.
Super chat alert.
Kickoff just happened right there. Team is JSN, Mahomes, Javonte, Jalen. Guys, we got 500 people in the YouTube live. Please hit that thumb up button. Okay, it's going to be at about the 32-yard line is where the Lions will start the game and start meandering down the field. Goff's running on the field. Goff had a good game last week. Looking really, really solid. But let's see how they do this week. Tesla, I think, has a pretty decent day today. Smitty, JSN, Mahomes, Javonte, JJ, London, Kraft, Hendy, Sharps. Your team's coming together. You're going to be fine. 0-3. Don't worry about it. Offer Genty, Cup, and Monty for JSN, and Scattaboo, Mike Evans, DJ Moore for... There's no punctuation here, so I don't know where one trade starts and when... Oh, look at Gibbs almost breaking free there. Offer Genty, Cup, and Monty for JSN. Oh, there is a comma there. Okay. So... offer Genty, Cup, and Monty for JSN and Scattaboo and Mike Evans. I think the Mike Evans is where the punctuation was. I think there's another trade in here. Goff. Wide open. Jamo Williams. Okay, and Scattaboo, Mike Evans. And Scattaboo, Mike Evans, DJ Moore for JSN. Okay, I think I got it now. Scattaboo, Mike Evans, DJ Moore for JSN. I like JSN more on that third one. I like Monty for JSN. Genty, Cup, Monty for JSN. Give me JSN. Yeah, give me JSN. I don't know which one I like better, though. Genty, Cup, Monty, or Evans, DJ Moore, Scattaboo. I think I keep Genty if I can. So I go after the JSN second one. Gibbs, nowhere to run. And then as for this team, you pull that off and you're in some good shape, my boy. I would say you get that done and you don't need to do a thing. You got JJ, you got... Maybe I'm getting rid of potentially... I like Javonte right now, but would I try and buy low on somebody? Javonte for maybe... Javonte and Pollard, Javonte and Sharps. Go to the Walker and see if you can trade them Sharps. London and Javonte for, depending on how Gibbs does tonight. Could be tough sledding tonight, or he could let one rip, bro, for 70-yard touchdown. You never know. They're using them all like crazy right now. He's got very little room to run, but that can open up as the game moves on. But you might be able to like do a Javonte and like London for Gibbs. If you're not doing something that massive, I don't know that I'm trading Javonte and London for like one running back. Like, who are you going to get? Achane, maybe. But below that, it becomes tough. I think do this JSN trade. I like the JSN trade a lot. Smitty, should I trade Hurts? Thank you for the $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Goff. Wide open. Jamo getting all kinds of room because they're trying to lock down St. Brown. Smitty, should I trade Hurts, Tyreek, and Henry for Bijan and Mahomes? Hurts, Tyreek, and Henry. This is pretty even, man. I'd almost say that because we're waiting 3 more games for Rice, you're safer going with the Hurts, Henry, Tyreek side, but I do flip Tyreek. If you were to keep Tyreek, I'm okay with the swap. And then you flip Tyreek for something else. Yeah, Gibbs just has nowhere to run, but he keeps moving his feet and looking fantastic. Appreciate always. Your content's top tier. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. I like everything you got, though. Don't make too many moves. Trade Jalen Hurts and Adams for Josh Allen. No. I think Adams is too good, but it's close. You know, I really like Hurts, or I like Josh Allen more than Hurts. Hurts was gonna have a horrible day. He had a great second half though, but I don't think he's thrown for 3 TDs. God, I think it's been years. You know, so not that he can't run for it as well. Gibbs, they're using Gibbs all over the place. Reception, he's just gonna have one of those, like, unless he pops one, which he could, but he's gonna have one of those like 8 receptions for 40 yards. 70 yards rushing. Hopefully he gets a touchdown somehow. Trade Genty, Ricky, JCM for Bucky and Ladd. Give me Bucky and Ladd. I like Bucky and Ladd. That's my type of jam right there in terms of a trade. Go buy that package low, bro. Bucky on the cheap. I like it. Dak and Pickens impacts. I think you know, Dak is going to be a little lesser without Lamb, but Pickens is going to pick up the slack and probably be pretty darn good. I'd say maybe a low-end wide receiver 1. They're going to Gibbs every time practically. Gibbs turned around. The ball was already at the ground at his feet. Hampton and Sharps for Breece Hall and Pittman. Give me Hampton. Hampton side. CD and Genty for Ibuka, Godwin, and Chase Brown. Give me the Ibuka and Chase Brown side. Easy. 3-0, got CD out. My only wide receivers are Ibuka and Olave. Do I try and move? Running backs are Kyron, Gibbs, Hampton, and Henderson. Yeah, you probably need to try and get like a Garrett Wilson using Hendy. You got to try and get something a little higher for Hampton. Hampton deserves a Nico. And if you can't do that, you throw in something. But I don't trade a Hampton for anything less than a Nico right now. Because St. Brown, doing the wiggle. First down. Inside the 6-yard line there. Definitely, you know, would I trade Kyron for Nico? Yes. I think you deserve to get a Nico, a St. Brown, a Puka Nacua, a JJ. JJ might be, go watch my JJ video. JJ might be your saving grace here. Go get JJ on the cheap. I would give up Kyron. I would give up Hampton. I would give up Henderson 1 for 1, not trading Gibbs. I don't care how he does tonight. Gibbs in the backfield, in the shotgun. Draw play. Gibbs up the gut. Oh, can't get there. Down to about the 2-yard line. Hopefully they give it to him again. Keep Chase Brown or trade for Scatterboo. I'm not doing that straight up. You got to get something else. You got to get like Jameson Williams and Scatterboo, you know. But I'd rather have Chase Brown overall. I'm not going to give up Chase Brown that easily. I understand people are mad at him, but you've got to understand that this team's going to look a little better. Hand off to Gibbs, touchdown. Touchdown, Gibbs.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
What's he doing there? I like that. I like that little, what's he doing? Is he surfing? Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown. Bowers, Saquon, Flowers for CMC, Puka, and T. Wow, you probably got to go CMC, Puka, T, but then you're being mindful of the CMC situation as you navigate through the season. That's all. You know, at some point, he is the most risky player for tearing his Achilles. 1 QB, send Caleb for Keenan Allen to help with the Lamb situation. Sure, absolutely. MHJ, BTJ, Ridley are my wide receivers right now. Absolutely. If you're not using them especially, then yeah, that's a good move. Trading away Caleb right now off of a 4-touchdown game is the way to go. Let's go Gibbs, baby. Gibbs touchdown. Gibbs, I got a special. There's some scientific data behind Gibbs' touchdown right there. but the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10.
Got him.
Gibbs is king. He is king. PPR, Love, Goff, Evans, Igbuka, Gibbs, Kyron, T-Mac, Kincaid, Fan, and Benson, Swift, Charbonnet. I don't know if one of the quarterbacks can get you anything. If someone's in dire straits at QB, you could explore that. You could try and give them a quarterback in Evans for like a wide receiver they don't need or love that much. Maybe they got a surplus. Look for that avenue first. Past that, Igbuka, Gibbs not moving. Kyron not moving. T-Mac in one of the quarterbacks for a wide receiver upgrade over T-Mac. Kincaid, and then you start fanning all year. Benson and Evans for like one Nico from somebody that's like, okay, I'll take Evans for later, and then I need the running back badly. You could look at something like that. Charbonnet to the Walker owner with T-Mac to upgrade the wide receiver, or with the quarterback to upgrade Sharps. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Ian, thank you for your super kind, sir. Need big help. I am being offered MHJ and Igbuka for my lamb. You got to take it, bro. You got like that. First of all, let me put it this way, Ian. Hit the button first, then come back. You take Igbuka straight up for lamb right now. You're getting MHJ, who might be nothing, but you're getting some other piece. You take that and you take it now. I don't want to part with Lamb. Doesn't matter. Lamb's out probably 4 weeks now, Ian. You got to take Igbuka and run, bro. That's easy. 0-3 Genty for Scattaboo straight up. I'm not there yet. I love Scat, but I don't know that I'm doing that straight up. I think I have a little bit more faith in Genty at some point, but I'll take Scat and something. But it depends on what the something is. Be 100% truthful. Trade. Why would I not be truthful, Zach? Like, I'm offended you'd even ask me this. Be 100% truthful. No, Zach, I'm going to give you bad advice. Like, what do you think, what about me makes you think I give you bad advice on purpose? 100, or not be truthful with a question. Trade Walker for Benson and Olave. I would rather have Benson over Walker, because I don't trust that Walker will be there at the end of the day for you. I like him, but bro, he had like 30 yards, 20, 30, whatever yards. I mean, the 2 touchdowns were there. It was nice, but it doesn't feel consistent and solid enough. And then Sharps comes back, and CD, Connor, Chase Brown, trade Brown for Scattaboo. I'm not doing that yet. Again, would I trade for Scattaboo and like a JMO? Yes, but I'm not doing it straight up. Chase Brown shouldn't be sold. 1 game ago, we were all trying to acquire him. And I know he didn't have like the best game prior to that either, but 1 game ago, just sent an offer CD for JD5 and Buka. Would you try and get BTJ or London for Hill and Dobbins? I would definitely try and get BTJ or London. Probably London and then BTJ in that order for that. And then definitely on the JD5 trade. That's an easy call. Fantastic, my boy. Nice job. Serge, appreciate you dropping the super chat fire here. Who would you prefer in the future? BTJ Barkley May or Rattler JT Rome? Or prefer in the future? Full PPR. Why did I say the future? I don't know. BTJ Barkley May or Rattler. I mean, I'm not starting Rattler, bro, because that's what you're asking me. You can't start Rattler. You can't. Barkley, Rome. I'd rather have the BTJ Barkley May side if you're talking about that being your quarterback. If that's your quarterback, the Rome and BTJ side might be better right now by a hair. If that's not your quarterback. But God help you if that's your quarterback. Trey Benson and Worthy for a Dunze. I could get behind either side. Trey Benson and Worthy for a Dunze. I got a 4.5% multiplier on a Derrick Henry fumble. mixed with I think it was mixed with Flowers on the 70 yards or something like that. Full PPR, Trey, Benson, and Worthy for Doomsday. I'd rather have this is pretty even. I think look at Lamar scrambling. This is pretty even, although because Worthy's unknown right now. If Worthy were to rebound in some way, then this would be a really, really weighted trade on the Benson side. I think Benson and Doomsday are pretty dead even, depending on your need. If you need a running back, I'm fine with Benson over in Doomsday. If you need a wide receiver, I'm fine with a Doomsday. Smitty, should I trade Bill for Judkins, Benson, or Scat? I would take Judkins for sure. I would take Benson for sure. And I would say probably Scat. So it's in that order. Judkins, Benson, Scat, Bill is my order for them. Trade MHJ for Keenan Allen or QJ. Not QJ, but I would take Keenan Allen. Thank you for the help. And look, I understand that he's trash right now, MHJ, but QJ I don't think continues to play at the level he's playing. 2-1, 12-team, full PPR, 5-man bench, no IR. Bucky, Bijan, love it. JSN, Ladd, Debo. I like your receivers. I think they come around, bro. Debo, Ladd, JSN's fantastic. Buka, love it, love it. Warren, love it. Bench, Ollie, Rice. Rice coming back into the fold. BTJ owner said they would trade for Ladd straight up. I'd take BTJ. And I don't think it's a fleece, though, because I think Ladd's going to be very, very good moving forward. But I'd rather have BTJ. Give me the upside, my boy. Traded Genty and Coleman for Hendy and Quentin Johnston. I'm fine with that. Was that bad? No. Hendy over Genty right now. Hendy over Genty. It is what it is. It is what it is. Golden Pearsall at wide receiver. Yeah. 0-3. You got to make the move. It was a smart move, honestly, at the time. Right now, in this moment in time, it is a smart move. Got offer BTJ for Devontae Smith and A.O. Manor. I'd take BTJ. I'd take the gamble. Definitely worth the gamble, bro. 100%. Derrick Henry ripping off a big run to the end zone. 3rd and 1. Henry touchdown. What a run. What a run. Wide open rushing lane, by the way. Offsides on the defense. Touchdown counts. Henry gets his touchdown. What a rip. What a rip. Smitty, thoughts? There goes your buy low, Henry. Henry could have been bottled up tonight. He would have been a very good buy low. And congrats to anybody that got him. Definitely been a player to try and acquire this week. It wasn't the easiest buy low because everybody knows what he's capable of. But his 20-yard game last week was really rough. But that was a wide open lane. And, I think someone did anybody even touch him? I don't think anybody touched him. That was a wide open lane. Horrible defensive scheme there, boys. Nice job, Derek. Getting on his horse. Thoughts on my team? Daniel, Indiana Jones, Hampton, Bijan, Hall, RJ, Malik, St. Brown, Pickens, Adunze. Love the team. Pickens is going up, bro. Offered Chase for Pickens and Adunze. Pickens is on his way up. Adunze is on his way up. Chase is flatlining. Chat, can we get a vote on this one? Would you rather have, given this guy's team, where he's made, I don't know if you're balancing starting, if you could start all those wide receivers. I don't know if you're balancing that Adunze Pickens, as your third receiver. But I imagine you got another flex spot. I bet you're playing Adunze and Pickens. But either way, chat, would you rather have Adunze and Pickens in the lineup? Or would you rather dig into the bench a little bit and put Jamar Chase in there? Can we vote on that one? Sergio, it's a really close call. I wish it was an easy question to answer, but it's not. Let's go to the chat vote. So who do I drop, Fannin, A.O. Manor, or Sharps for Olave? I don't drop any one of those players for Olave. Maybe Fannin if you aren't using him. Sure, I'm okay with that. I would do that if you're not using Fannin, but I still like Fannin. Traded JD5 and Hampton for London, Chase Brown, and Bryce Young. JD5 and Hampton for London, Chase Brown, and Bryce Young. It's pretty even. It could go either way, Harvest. It really depends on how much that other player helps your lineup, Harvest. It could definitely go. I could go either direction on that. Adunze Pickens, Chase, Adunze Pickens, Pickens, Adunze. The chat is weighing more toward the Adunze Pickens side. 0-3 have Lamb, McConkey, and DK. Trade Lamb for Ibuka. Definitely. Like I said earlier, someone already asked that question, and I said that. 100%. Does CD injury change your mind about holding on to Fannin instead of Ferguson? I could go either way, bro. I really still like Fannin a lot. Ferguson might have a 4-week spike. So if you're not using Ferguson right now, you're saying holding on to, so that references, in my opinion, that you mean it's a backup. So what are you going to get for the 4 weeks? You're going to play him? Ferguson, Keon. I'm dropping Keon for Ferguson. That's fine. Keon's not even consistent, bro. Running back, Cook, Monty, Mason, Judkins. Wide receiver, CD, Lamb, A.O. Manor. People with Judkins right now, and by the way, Judkins we added to the waiver board just because the percentages matched the same percentages as Scattaboo, so we had to make sure Judkins was still on there. So as you're putting your waiver claims in tonight, Judkins probably not available to most of you, but check your waiver wire because Scott and Judkins had the same percentage. We usually only put players that are 20% or greater availability on this board, but if it's like 19% like Judkins, we're putting them on here. Benson's available in a decent amount of leagues. In some cases, 40%. In some cases, 23. Scattaboo's like about a 20 to 19 to 18% availability. Tootin's available in a large number of leagues. This is your waiver board for week number 4. Make sure you're all over the hell over that because this is league-winning stuff. Like, you look at a team like this, like Zachary's team, prior to Mason's rise, prior to Judkins' rise, this team didn't have the same feel. Now it feels like it can hang with really anybody. That's what's fantastic about it. Now, CD Lamb kicks you right back in the sack. So do what all these people are doing, bro. Ibuka. You're trying to get Ibuka. I don't know if that was a backwards pass or not, but looked like a fumble potentially, or a backwards pass that Gibbs smartly picked up the ball. That's a dumb play design. Running back, Cook, Monty. So this is a great team. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to trade Mason. Try and trade CD for Ibuka. Try and trade Mason and Waddle for slightly like a BTJ. Yeah. That's, we're seeing I'm seeing Ibuka and Lamb trades as if they're running out of style right now, bro. Like, that's crazy. People are pulling that off. If anybody's getting that, please report back. The fact that anybody's getting Ibuka right now is insane. Oh, Gibbs got bumped by his own player. Still gets about a no gainer out of that, which could have been a 2 or 3 yard loss. I asked the CD question earlier. People don't want to move JJ, Nico, Puka, Garrett Wilson. Should I trade Kyron or Hampton for Trey Benson and Worthy? No. Nope, not doing that. But try and move Lamb for Ibuka straight up. We're seeing that as a potential. It wasn't a backward pass, I don't think, so it should have been an incomplete ball anyway. They're showing that replay, even though it can't be reviewed. It's already a snap has gone by. I can't hear the audio, so I don't know what they're saying on that. Goff in the shotgun, Gibbs to his right. Four wide receiver formation. Pass to Gibbs. Nice. Oh, I hate when the knee buckles like that. Please be okay. He looks okay. God, I hate seeing my running back get tackled like down low, and then there's like a buckle. My Scat and Dobbins for London and Godwin. That could go either way. I'd probably take London, but man, Scat could be just as valuable. That's a really, really, really tough call. Chat, if you disagree, please let me know, London or Scat. 1 week from now, we might be all on the Scat side of that vote, but it's certainly hard to give up on London. And then Hampton, Harvey, Hendy are your running backs. London is just, I'm leaning toward London over Scat right now. But I love Scat. I mean, he's obviously we've been all over the Scat train. I mean, we've had this board up for 14, 15 days now. Benson, Scattaboo, Tootin. And then, we've graduated into the 10 out of 10 of being the best pickup of the year. 10-man full PPR, QB Baker, running backs Jacobs, Brees, Benson, QJ, Chase, Evans, Waddle, Addison, McBride, Laporta. Trading one of those tight ends probably, bro. A lot of teams need a tight end right now. Addison's attractive wide receiver to trade. Evans goes down. Now you need to make a move. Waddle, Addison, a tight end for BTJ. For Lab McConkey, one of the tight ends for Lad McConkey. Throw Waddle in. Addison, Waddle for Lad. Lad's a very, very good buy low, in my opinion, right now. I still think Lad has tons of upside to be a really, really strong wide receiver 3 that you put in your wide receiver 3 spot that plays like a low-end wide receiver 2 at some point. Already have Igbuka, any other options. Then for Lamb, let me go over to my website, thefantasyfootballshow.com. Pull up the rankings, my boy. And see if we can pull up a few names that make sense one for Lamb. I think that's what we're talking about here. So wide receivers around Buka's value would be like Rome, Adams, London, Garrett Wilson. I think you said no one would do. Rashee Rice and something. BTJ. Would I take BTJ over Lamb? I'd want Lamb and BTJ and something, but you almost have to look at that, bro. You almost have to look at it. Could get AJ Brown or JSN for CD, I think. JSN, you can't get JSN for CD, bro. If you could do that, you do it. Do it. Don't even think about it. Now, AJ Brown, I'd probably take it and then I flip it. But I definitely take what I can get and then flip it. BTJ owner is 1 and 2. He also has Hendy, Buka. Make a move for them in a package deal. Yeah, it depends what you have. I don't have it in front of me. Every super chat's got to contain everything that I need for the question. I can't retain or remember or look up stuff. But I'd say in general, yes, 100%, bro. Hendy, Buka. Hendy, Buka, I love that package. And that probably, I don't know what you'd be giving up, but they're only going to go up in value. So now is the time to strike on that. Lamar back to pass, scrambling around. Cole, man, I thought that was going to be Mark Andrews, but they're just not throwing to him. What's the wide receiver value I can get for Kyron Williams? I assume that's Kyron Williams. Nico, GSN, Igbuka, Garrett Wilson, and something. You get to the Garrett Wilson range, you want to add something to it. You want to try and get a scat. You want to try and get a Charbonnet. You want to try and get something along with it. Should I trade London for Igbuka and McBride? Of course, bro. Of course. Easily. Rice, only 3 weeks away. I know every week we get closer to Rice coming back, bro. It's so amazing. Can't wait. What can I trade Javonte and Judkins for? Bro, you could trade a lot. You could trade Judkins for Nico or I want Garrett Wilson and something, or at least Garrett Wilson. That past that, bro, you don't want to go any lower than that. Judkins can get you the world. Javonte, probably Garrett Wilson, probably BTJ and something like Scattaboo. You're going after more of a package deal if you get down to that level of a wide receiver. Team is 1 and 2, have Lamb. Would you trade Rice and Sharps to the Walker owner for Pickens? No. Bro, Rice is a top 5 to 7 wide receiver when he returns. I know you're 1 and 2 and panicking, but I like Pickens a lot. But I was expecting, when you said trade Rice and Sharps to the Walker owner, I'm thinking, okay, we're getting like a Garrett Wilson or something, maybe. And then it's like Rice for Garrett Wilson makes sense. But Pickens, I love Pickens. The next 4 weeks, Pickens could ball out. And I like Pickens. Making no mistake about it. We'll be celebrating Pickens, hype all week, the next 4 weeks. But you can get way more right now for Rice. And if you don't, you wait. You wait. A Dunze for Harvey? No, bro. Dunze's worth so much more than... What are we doing here? Adunze's worth so much more than Harvey right now. I'm not saying I don't want to get Harvey. I want to buy Harvey low, but Harvey's like a throw-in. I sold you. Well, here, how about this, Bronco? Go find another show then. You feel like you got sold by preseason Vice. Why don't you wait for Harvey too, and then you can come back later. But there you go. You're gonna do that. Go ahead, Bronco. Go find another show. I'm not messing around today. Okay, we got a game going on. We got a positive vibe here. We're doing it live, and you want to blame other people for your actions, and want to judge after 3 weeks. What if Harvey's a top 8 running back in week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? How many weeks did I just read off? Let's say it doesn't happen until week 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 11 weeks. That's probably a 1,000-yard rusher right there. So go ahead. Trying to trade Debo. Trying to trade Debo and for Pickens and Pickens for JJ. I'd definitely take JJ, bro. And believe me, Pickens will look good for the next couple of weeks. Really look good. I swear, like some of these people. I also try to tell you to get Hampton the last handful of weeks. Also told you to get Hendy the last couple of weeks. Buy low on Hendy. Buy low on Hampton. Buy low on Hendy. Also told you to grab Igbuka. This guy Bronco running his mouth. Well, he can go run his mouth somewhere else. How come we never hear from Denny anymore? I don't know, bro. All right, we're about out of here. Lag OP with a $20 hauler. My boy dropping wattage on screen.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Yeah, I don't know why Denny isn't here. 12-man full PPR, QB, Danny Dimes, Mason, Genty, Kyron, Neighbors, Nico. Love the team, bro. Judkins rising up just in time, bro. Harvey in the wings. I like this team a lot. Addison in the wings. Come on, man. This team is really solid. Now, the only negative would be Mason's on his horse right now. So Genty and Addison, Genty and Sutton put Judkins in the flat. Oh, God, you Sutton on the bench. You got to get Judkins in there. Okay, so Judkins goes in instead of Genty. Mason and Judkins right now. Kyron. So maybe you're trading Genty and Sutton. Your team's great. Genty and Sutton for one safer running back, bro. I mean, I'd trade Genty for Chase Brown, probably. I don't know. You know, that one I go back and forth on. Guys, would you rather have Chase Brown or Genty? Genty's guaranteed. They're both guaranteed a hell of a workload. But I think even though we saw how bad Cincy is, I'm more worried about LV. Kind of almost would rather have Chase Brown. But I'd try and shoot higher. Sutton and Genty for... You're going for H-hand type players. You're trying, bro. I think Genty and Chase Brown are still very cheap buy lows. I'm not saying you trust them at high value, but you buy both Genty and Chase Brown low. Tomorrow morning will be the buy low, sell high video. We had the teaser mining video that has the one player. We mined and sifted through the bigger list, and I came up with one player to highlight to tease you for tomorrow's full drop of about 8 to 12 guys to buy low on for week number 4. So go watch that JJ video. But this team's great, bro. You could always sit back and wait. Your team is really, really good. You're 2-1. Judkins is stepping up right in the nick of time. And I'm only trying to trade away that combo for something massive. And if not, I just wait for Genty to rise in value. Genty's going to be better. He will be better. I can promise you. Just like Hampton, the sky fell, and now Hampton's a top 8 to 12 running back. Like, just patience for Genty. It will get better. 0-3, trade Chase for Knicks BTJ or Knicks and JSN. Burrow, lost Burrow. Depends who your other quarterback is, but I'd probably say I don't know. I think I'm getting a little bit more than JSN. I like JSN kind of like quietly better right now, but I think I'm trying to get more for Jamar Chase, bro. He's still Jamar Chase. I still love him. I still think that there's a world where he produces like as well as JSN, but JSN is a baller. If I could get something different, something a little more added, 0-3 in a 12-team PPR, love Hampton, Hendy, Dobbs, Harvey, Scattaboo, BTJ, Pearsall, Golden, Fannin. Move BTJ for who? I don't think anybody's giving you much, bro. So you're trying to package him. You're going to the ETN owner and seeing if BTJ and Tootin. It's all the same one team, though. Those guys probably going to be like, I don't want everybody on that. But BTJ and Tootin to the ETN owner to try and get one better player. Pearsall and BTJ for one bigger, stronger, better player. Kittle, because you're 0-3 and you can't wait on him. Kittle and BTJ for one monster wide receiver, like higher than Nico or higher. BTJ for Judkins, give up a little bit more. BTJ for Benson, straight up, if you wanted to go for a running back. Thinking of moving off MHJ to save the season, waiting on Rice 1 and 2. Gibbs scores like 40 tonight. My MHJ for BTJ, sure, 100%, or Judkins or Benson. 12-team PPR, 2 flex, 2 wide receiver have Allen, CMC, JT, BTJ, Ibuka, Pickens, Warren, Aomanor, Tootin. 3-0. Do I trade Pickens, Ibuka for CD Lad? Absolutely not, bro. Lamb's out for 4 weeks, maybe longer. So I'd take Ibuka straight up for Lamb, and I want Pickens over Lad. Even though I do like Lad as a buy low, this would be an awful trade. You're 3-0. Just sit back and enjoy the ride, man. Stand down on that. Come on.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
All right. Thank you for the super chat, though, Doctor. Appreciate you, Dr. 46. You're 3-0. You're doing a great job. My point is you're doing a great job. Stand down. Stand down, my boy. All right. Last super chat. We'll be back for a game recap. Sup, Smitty? How do you feel about Kittle for Caleb, Ridley, and Goddard? I'm not a fan of Caleb, bro. Caleb played the Dallas Cowboys. Some of those throws, there was no one guarding the receivers in the end zone. I mean, I don't mind you making a trade, but I'm not into Goddard or Ridley or Caleb for my team anyway. So do something different for running backs that got Swift. I think you could get better for Kittle. Truly think you can. I think you could trade Kittle for a Mahomes right now. Sup, Smitty? How do you feel about? Oh, that's the same question. Thank you, Don. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. He's got Garrett Wilson, so do Rice and Sharps for Garrett Wilson. I'd be okay with that. Chat, will you vote on that? I like Garrett Wilson more. Or I'm sorry, I like Rice more, but if you can't wait. Will the Bengals shut down Burrow for the year? I would think so, but you never know. Depends what they can do. You know, I'm not saying that they're in playoff contention, but if it's like mathematically there, we'll see what happens, you know. But it probably won't be. I think everyone's going to overjudge Chase Brown and Jamar Chase and Browning right now. It was an awful matchup. It was an awful game. I think they will be better. Will the Bengals shut down? Okay, so if so, do you see them trading for a QB? Maybe, but I mean, I think they're more so going to look to next year versus, but you never know. It depends how cheap the quarterback is. Trading for like Kirk Cousins and taking on that contract doesn't make sense. Does that mean a team wouldn't do it? No, but ball security issues. Yeah, Hendy to the moon, bro. Hendy's going to the moon. Hendy to the moon. House call. I haven't hit the house call Hendy button. I want to so bad, but we're waiting until house call Hendy scores a house call. Just like, remember this when we couldn't really hit this button for Bijan his rookie year? I mean, it was so bad.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring.
Remember when we couldn't hit that button like his rookie year? He wasn't scoring touchdowns. It was such an inaccurate, but we knew it would happen. We're so frustrated. And so that time will come. We're going to hit that house call handy button when the time is right. $100 holler. $100 holler, Gary. I need you, BTJ and Worthy for Benson and Sutton. Give me Benson and Sutton and do it live. And I think the chat will approve. Chat, can I get an approval? Benson and Sutton over BTJ and Worthy, right? Worthy, I take Sutton over Worthy, and I take Benson over BTJ. I feel like you're winning both of these, even though I do believe BTJ could bounce back. But give me Sutton. He's balling. Give me Sutton. Give me Benson. Do it live. Chat, right?
You've just been Smitty approved.
I think we got it. Gary, can you confirm when that trade gets executed? I think it's a great trade. I'm not saying that BTJ can't bounce back and you won't be like, man, look at him. I'm not saying that. I want you to know that up front. I do believe BTJ could bounce back a lot. But what if he's a little bit better than Sutton? What if he's better than Sutton? Is it a big deal? No, because Worthy's one hit away from just being out for the rest of the year, playing injured all year. His shoulder is going to pop in and out if he takes a hit. So like Benson over Worthy all day, that discrepancy makes up for the gap that could be there. It might not even be there for BTJ and Sutton. I think most people would rather have Sutton over BTJ straight up right now. So Gary, tell us, Gary, when you execute this trade so we can celebrate. We can celebrate that you did it and you pulled it off. Gary, thank you for the $100 holler. You're my boy. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy, Gary. What a year. What a year. Did Gary say he got it? BTJ is cooked. Accepted. Gary took it. I like it, bro. I like it. I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf. Again, I'll be rooting for BTJ, Gary. Don't ever get mad if BTJ starts looking like his old self, and I'm celebrating that. You still got Sutton. You might, if BTJ were to rebound, you might be down there, but you increase the Benson Worthy. It's a big discrepancy there. Gibbs catching a nice little 10-yardish pass. Flag on the play. All right, I'll see you all after the game for the recap show. Don't forget I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also live whenever big news breaks, and I'm also live at midnight Eastern almost every single night at midnight. So check out the Patreon. We're in the live chat Patreon the entire game here and after, and 24 hours, 365, 24/7. It's a live chat group. $10 a month. Try it for the price of a cup of coffee. If you don't like it, cancel it, and you get the whole month to try anyway. So I don't like it, but you get to chat for a whole month. Try it out. Link is in the description. Link's in the live chat pinned. See you all for the wrap-up show. Doctor's trying to slip a super chat in at the last second here. He says, CD, Ladd, Igbuka, Pickens, more late season upside. Late season upside. I'm still taking Pickens, Igbuka. I mean, I don't know. I guess late season upside, I will answer CD Lamb. But that's if, like, you didn't need to use them until week 8 or 9 or 10. Then sure. I could say Lamb. I think Ladd gets better. I think Lamb he'll be back. But right now, with all the games in between, and Pickens having an uptick while Lamb is out, and then Pickens still being very, very, very good when Lamb returns. Buka being top 5 to 10 all year probably, but it's close, bro. If you didn't have to use a single one till week 8 or 9, then I'm okay with either side with that thinking and that thinking alone. All right, see you all after the game. Appreciate you, Deuce. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary, for the $100 holler, you monster, you, Gary to the moon. Thank you, Lewis and John, for the $20 haulers. Thank you, Lago P, for the $20 hauler. See you all after for the recap show.